Hello friends, how are you all? So let us start the new topic, that is law of diminishing marginal utility. Relationship between total and marginal utility. We have seen it in the last lecture. So today see the law of diminishing marginal utility. See, who is given this law? This law was first proposed by Professor Gaussen but was discussed in detail by Professor Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics published in 1890. That means this law is proposed by Professor Gaussen. After that, Alfred Marshall has studied this law and he has published in his book. See, what this law says, statement of the law. According to the Professor Alfred Marshall, other things remaining constant. See, this is the very important law, and so the statement should be like that only. You have to learn it by heart because statement of the law, when the question is asked for 8 marks or 4 marks, in that case you have to write first the introduction, who has introduced this law, after the statement of law. See, the statement of law is given by Alfred Marshall, therefore it should be the same as it given in your textbooks. See, what he is saying, other things remaining constant, the additional benefit which a person derives from a given increase in his stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he already has. That means when a consumer is already having something, he is satisfied with that, but after increasing that stock by 1 unit, that satisfaction will decrease. That is known as the law of diminishing marginal utility. Diminishing, as the word itself suggests, that it is reducing or decreasing. In other words, marginal utility that any consumer derives from successive units of a particular commodity goes on diminishing as his or her total consumption of that commodity increases. That means consumption will increase, but satisfaction or utility will decrease. See, this law is based on certain assumptions. First, we have to see the assumption, then we will go to the explanation of the law. Because as the law suggests, or we can say law states, the very first sentence of the law, that other things remaining constant. What are these other things? It is explained in this assumptions. The very first assumption is rationality. Consumer is assumed to be a rational. It means that his behavior is normal and he tries to maximize his satisfaction. A rational consumer, this word also we have seen in the concepts of utility. See, rational means a normal person, a normal consumer. जो इंसान साउंड माइंड का हो, दैट मीन्स वो पागल नहीं होना चाहिए या वो कोई अलग इंसान नहीं होना चाहिए, इंसान होना चाहिए, नॉर्मल human being. So that's why this is the very first assumption of this law, that a consumer is assumed to be a rational. The second one is cardinal measurement. The law assumes that utility can be measured cardinally or numerically, hence mathematical operations are easily possible. Already we have seen that utility cannot be measured in terms of numbers, but for studying of this law, there should be assumed that utility can be measured cardinally and numerically. That's why we expressed a curve, because we assume that cardinal measurement of the utility can be possible. The third one is homogeneity. All the units of commodity consumed are exactly homogeneous or identical in size, shape, color, taste, etc. For this homogeneity, I want to give you one example. If a consumer is consuming any commodity, say I am giving the example of commodity a dairy milk. Dairy milk, you know that it is available in 2 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50, 100, anything. But for the study of this law, we have to consider 7 or 8 pieces of a same dairy milk. That means if I purchase 10 rupees dairy milk, I have to purchase 8 units of that commodity. Okay, so that we can say that it is exactly identical in size, shape, color, taste, and etc. Okay, the next one is continuity. All the units of commodity are consumed in a quick succession without any lapse of time. That means all the units must be consumed continuously. बीच में कोई भी gap नहीं आना चाहिए. Continuous consumption should be there. Then the fifth one is reasonability. All the units of commodity consumed are of a reasonable size. Reasonable, that means not too big, not too small. That is, the commodity should be a reasonable one. The sixth one is constancy. All the related factors like income, taste, habits, choice, likes, dislikes of a consumer should remain constant. That means, or we can say at the time of study of this law, the consumer शुड बी कंज्यूमर के जो लाइक्स है, इनकम है उसका, टेस्ट, हैबिट्स, ऑल दिस फैक्टर्स मस्ट बी कांस्टेंट, दे शुड नॉट चेंज. Then the seventh one is divisibility. The law assumes that commodity consumed by the consumer is divisible so that it can be acquired in a small quantity. That means the consumer who is consuming the commodity must be divisible in small sizes, and therefore this one is also the assumption that it should be divided into small quantities. The eighth one, that is a single want. A given commodity can satisfy a single want of a person. The law assumes an experience of a single want which is completely satiable at a actually, see, there is a printing mistake here. The word should be suitable. It is printed as satiable. So while studying, just be sure that it should be a suitable one, not the satiable at a given point of time. That means what the eighth assumption is saying, it is saying that at a particular time, a person or a consumer can satisfy a single want. That means only his want is limited to a single commodity. और we can say एक टाइम पे वो एक ही चीज़ कंज्यूम कर रहा है, उसको डेयरी मिल्क भी चाहिए, फिर उसको किटकैट भी चाहिए, ये नहीं हो सकता. That means only single want is can be satisfied. Or for the study of this law, a consumer should have a single want. I think all of you are getting clear about the assumptions. So now I explain you the law of diminishing marginal utility with the table and the diagram. Okay, see that what the table say. Just like the example I already given you, units of X. First unit of X. When the first unit of commodity is consumed by the consumer, then the marginal utility is 10. Already we have seen this in the relationship between total utility and marginal utility. TU and MU is same at the first unit of consumption. At the time of second unit of consumption, TU increases and MU decreases. But right now we are talking about only MU, and therefore यहाँ पे जो आपको टेबल दिया है यहाँ पे only units and MU is given. Second unit of consumption, it is given MU becomes 8. At the third unit, it becomes 6. Gradually, it is decreasing. At sixth point of consumption, it is 0. That means, as it is given in the diagram, at sixth point of consumption, MU curve touches the x-axis, and after that, it shows the negative slope that is known as this utility. See, it is given by the shaded portion in your diagram. Okay. Now, it is explanation of the diagram is given. You have to write it in a pointwise format. You can write this because while writing the answer for this question, you have to write the schedule, the explanation of the diagram along with its assumptions or exceptions. The question is asked, write or explain the law of diminishing marginal utility along with its assumptions. In that case, first you have to explain the law, you have to explain the introduction, then statement, then the figure, then the schedule, then the diagram, and after that assumptions. You have to write your question answer according to the question. Okay. Now the explanation of the diagram. Diagram shows units of commodity X are measured on x-axis and MU is measured on y-axis. Various points of MU are plotted on the graph as per the given schedule. This you can easily understand this. MU curve slope downwards from left to right, which shows that MU goes on diminishing with every successive increase in the consumption of a commodity. This paragraph is very much important. While writing the explanation of this diagram, you have to write this paragraph. When MU becomes 0, MU curve intercepts the x-axis. See, x-axis को वो intersect करके नीचे जा रही है. You have to write this as an explanation of the diagram. Okay, I think all of you are getting this about the explanation of the diagram, and that means MU shows a negative utility after the it touches the x-axis. Okay, so now I think we should go for further for the exceptions to the law of diminishing marginal utility. There are so many exceptions. Here they are given five exceptions to the law. Just we are going through that. The very first one is hobbies. It in certain hobbies like collection of various stamps and coins, rare painting, music, reading, the law does not hold true because every additional increase in the stock gives more pleasure. See, exceptions are always there for any law, and that's why it is treated as a science. Just before in the first chapter, while explaining the first chapter, I told you economics is a social science because it's based on certain principle laws, and whenever there are some laws, there are exceptions to the law. The very first exemption is hobby. जिसकी हॉबी है रेयर पेंटिंग बनाना या म्यूजिक, किसी को गाने सुनना पसंद है, किसी को बुक्स रीड करना पसंद है, इन दैट केस any additional unit will increase the utility or increase the marginal utility, not it diminishes. Therefore, very first exception is hobbies. The second one is miser. In the case of miser, every additional rupee gives him more and more satisfaction. MU of money tends to increase with an increase in his stock of money. The person who is miser, he never lose one penny of the rupee. He always want to save that penny, and that means increase in that stock of money will always gives him a satisfaction, not the dissatisfaction. Therefore, this one is also an exception. Addiction. All of you know about the addiction. It is given that in the types of utility we have seen that ethical and non-ethical. In that case, see, once the person who is drunkard, who is addicted to liquor, he if he gives one more additional unit of the liquor, he will be happy, not his satisfaction level always be increases, not decreases. Okay, then the fourth one is power. This is an exception to the law because when a person acquires power, his lust for power increases. All of you know about the politics. In politics, this can be seen in very clear way. Once you got the power, he want more and more of it. So one more additional unit of power increases his satisfaction, not the dissatisfaction. The last one is money. It is said that MU of money never becomes zero. All of us know about this very much clearly, that MU of money never becomes zero because every additional unit of money gives pleasure to any person. Therefore, MU of money is more to a poor person than to a rich person. Yeah, this is an example given here because a rich person may consider that okay, मेरे पास नहीं भी रहा तो चलेगा, but the poor person always try to achieve or earn a money or single rupee of the money. He does not want to lose any part of his money whatever he has. Always he try to increase the stock with the additional unit of money. So I think all of you getting clear about the exceptions of the law. So right now I am ending this lecture today. So we will meet tomorrow with the next lecture and just go through it. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like and subscribe my channel so that you will get the clear notification. Bye.